All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Bob Pompeani, Andrew Fillipponi with you tonight. Andrew, I want to talk about a surprising signing today. We talked about Joe Mixon from Cincinnati, number one, because they normally don't give out big contracts. But running back has been devalued over the years in terms of giving out big money. We saw, what Christian McCaffrey got with Ezekiel Elliott. But by and large, teams figure they could find these guys cheaper elsewhere. Were you surprised Mixon got it? And were you surprised still today that Leonard Fournette is still unsigned? Went through waivers, nobody picked him up.
Yeah, I would say yes to both, Bob. The Mixon thing is a head scratcher because, look, he's a good running back. I don't put him in the McCaffrey category. I don't think he's even, he's not Le'Veon Bell when he was in his prime years with the Steelers. So, yeah, they've got some, a lot of cap space because they're not paying a quarterback $30 million like the Steelers are with Ben, but I think the Bengals could have spread that money around to other more important positions. As far as Fournette goes, Bob, I think somebody's going to get a real bargain on him. And I said it on my radio show today. If James Conner was coming off a 1,700-yard season, what do you think people in Pittsburgh would be saying about him? People would be begging for the Steelers to sign him to a contract extension. That is massive production.
It is massive production, but don't you think there's got to be something we don't know about? There's got to be something involved here that every team in the NFL would pass on. It's one thing not to trade for him. It's another thing to just pass on him.
Well, let me ask you this question. Why did 31 teams not put a waiver claim in on Joe Hayden when he got released back before the 2017 season?
And that included the Steelers until they decided to sign him, right? And I'm just saying that I was surprised. The bottom line is, you would have thought by now somebody would have said, okay, this guy, 2017, he's a young guy, same age as James Conner.
Well,
what?
I heard Jerome Bettis give the blessing today. I mean, that's a big deal. Yes, he did. He said they should look into it. He goes, there's nothing wrong with kicking the tires on really good players, and he thinks that Fournette plays a style that would fit the way the Steelers play. So, I mean, Jerome would know. He's played the position. You and I haven't. He's familiar with the Steelers organization. Look, Bob, if Mike Tomlin believed in running back by committee, I wouldn't be on the Fournette bandwagon. But we know he likes one guy, and he wants one guy to carry the load. And if Conner had proven that he could stay healthy, I wouldn't argue for Fournette. But he usually breaks down. That's his history so far.
But so does Fournette. Same amount of games as James Conner.
Well, one time in his career he did. He missed half a season in 2018.
I understand, but he has the same amount of games played as James Conner. If you look at the numbers overall, Conner is just like Mixon. They're all pretty much similar there. And yeah, I understand what you're saying, I do. But to me, there's got to be something else. Let's go out to the lines because I know people want to talk about this, Andrew. We'll begin with Rudy in Hempfield. What's up, Rudy? How you doing?
Hi, Rudy.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Hey.
Hey, Bob, you guys pretty much touched on it. The question I was going to ask was about Fournette, wondering why nobody, this guy would be a great add to any running back core. And I just don't understand why the Steelers, I am in agreement that Conner is not going to be able to carry the load. And, hey, by the way, Andrew, congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
No, I would congratulate Amanda before you, but that's okay.
I would agree with that, Bob.
Hey, my daughter Chelsea just went through this too, and it's second time. It's great to have kids, and you'll see it's a great blessing, a wonderful reward. But it's a difficult job too. It really is, and I'm sure you guys are up to it. But Fournette's out there, and I would be shocked if he's not on a roster here before the season starts. But we'll see how that goes. Let's go to Matt and Butler. Hey, Matt, what's up tonight?
Hey, Matt.
Hey, guys. Great program. I love it.
Thank you.
Here's my issue. Brian Hayes, great. Correct me if I'm wrong. The trade deadline came and went. Nobody left because they couldn't get anything for them. Mm-hmm. So
can I just jump in for a second on that, Bob? I want to just jump in here. We had a guy named Robert Murray on who was the first guy. He was an MLB insider. He came out yesterday and said he was the first to say no Pirates moves. He was the guy that said that Musgrove almost went to the Blue Jays. So he's very plugged in, Bob. He said today on our show that it shocked people inside the industry. Teams were shocked that the Pirates didn't make a move. And I was of the opinion, well, they didn't make a move because they had nobody to sell. They didn't have any tradable players. But his understanding is they got offers on guys like Trevor Williams, Joe Musgrove, a little bit on Brian Reynolds, and they didn't Adam Frazier, but it didn't meet their asking price. Which I was like, well, what are they asking for? I mean, what do they expect those players to be down the road, Bob?
I don't know.
Seriously.
They better hope they get better numbers than they had this year, or else they're going to get less than that next year. Thanks, Matt. Sorry about that. Let's go out to Len, who joins us right now. Hello, Len. How are you? Is Len there?
Hi, Len.
All right. We'll go to Waylon then in Washington. Hey, Waylon.
Hi, Waylon.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Andy. Hey, briefly, like I was listening to Chris last night. He was talking about Fournette, compared to Connor. And he made a lot of sense. It's just like, we drafted that, I think his name's McFarland from Maryland. And he sounds like he'd be a good running back. I mean, is there any value in that?
Yeah, the speed value there.
Value would be,
Waylon, if he can do what he did in college, that is a breakaway runner. The Steelers did not have many runs last year over 20 yards. They were one of the worst teams in the NFL, Andrew, of breaking away runs. And I'm not saying that's how you make a steady diet. That's not how you do it, but it'd be nice to get that kind of change of pace guy, and I think they may have it even in Kareth White, who is a guy who showed that. So they have a lot of guys, but Fournette's a different kind of guy. He's the guy who was 4th overall in the draft, the first running back taken in a very deep running back draft. So he has a lot of pedigree. I still got to believe there's something there that we don't know.
And as far as what you just said, Bob, about, McFarland, where and when are the Steelers going to use him? I have not, and they don't want to tip their hand and show all of their cards, but I have not had somebody clearly describe to me the situations where he's going to play. Okay, special teams, great. But where else? I mean, is Tomlin just going to decide, all right, it's the second series of the game. We need a shot in the arm. James Conner, you're coming out. Anthony McFarland, you're going in. Bob, we have almost never seen Mike Tomlin do that.
Right. And even he did a little bit with Jalen Samuels, so that's about it. But that was not a steady diet of it either. So it's interesting to see if their philosophy will change. Again, they haven't given you any indication of what they're going to do, but I know they like Anthony McFarland. Let's go out to Shaler. We got Jim on the line. Hello, Jim.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing tonight? Hey, guys. Hey, I agree with Fournette. I think it should sign him, have both him and Connor. It'd be a great backfield. But I do disagree with both you guys about Joe Mixon and Le'Veon Bell. I think if Joe Mixon played on the Steelers and with the line that Le'Veon Bell played with, he would be a lot better than Le'Veon Bell. Look what he's done in Cincinnati. Look what he's going to do this year with having a better quarterback, A.J. Green back, better offense. And look what he did the second half of the season last year underneath that offense.
Well, I'm gonna go against that a little bit and just say this, Andrew, and you could comment. You think he's a better quarterback. He may be in time, but I'm not sure if he's going to be that now. And it could be that if he isn't, Joe Mixon's going to find that they are teeing off on the run, and his numbers may not be anywhere near what they were last year. Go ahead.
Well, I'd rather have the offensive line. I mean, for me, if I'm going to spend $12 million, I'd rather spread it out on a left tackle, a right tackle, a center that can get the job done, a guard of like a David DeCastro ilk. To me, that's where teams are won. I'm arguing for Fournette, Bob, because at this point, he's not going to make a lot of money. Running backs, to me, if you can get a guy like Fournette for $2 million, let's say, that's an incredible bargain. That's where you find your running backs. You pay him a rookie salary or you find him on the cheap.
Right.
You don't throw $10 million a year at him.
That's why I was surprised that Mixon got that deal. That's exactly the kind of deal that normally does not happen after the rookie contract. But they did it in Cincinnati, and that's an unusual organization to do it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day. And this, in celebration of Brian Hayes, comes to us from Minor League Baseball. And they said, "Say Hayes, kid," is in the Steel City. And like we said, he got his first hit, his first extra base hit, first RBI tonight.
Look at that jersey, Bob. He's ripped.
6-5.
Look at those abs.
11:10 restart time. What'd you say, Andrew?
I said, look at those abs in that jersey. It looks
Yeah.
jacked.
That's the kind of jersey I need to display my abs, because the regular ones will not pass the test. And that's going to be our tweet of the night. When we come back, more calls. 412-575-2600 right here live on Pittsburgh CW.